On this video, my pack, I react to the latest MCU Disney Plus series, Moon Knight for Khonshu. What is good, my pack? M.V.K here back again, and you saw and heard what in that little intro, what's going on. We not gonna talk too much, okay? I know what you're here for. You guys like when I do this because I educate you guys. We'll do all that at the end of the video. But in the meantime, let's watch this Moon Knight official trailer. This should be a lot of fun because I am a Moon Knight fan for Khonshu. Let's do this. Here we go. Now, we got Mark.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
I have a sleeping disorder. I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
I'm losing it.
We'll catch you.
Kid Cudi? They using Kid Cudi's music? Steven, you hear that? Ooh.
Lost the contact lens.
Hope you find it.
Fix it.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're alive. What's wrong with you, Mark?
Why did you call me Mark? It must be very difficult. The voice in your head. There's chaos in you.
Hey.
Embrace the chaos.
Oh. March 30th? March 30th. March 30th. Wow, it's coming that quick. Oh, that's great. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see something. Who was that? Bruh. I just went back real quick. I didn't, but I just went back and that looked like a werewolf he's fighting. Or that could be the living mummy. It's one of them. It's one of them. It is one of them. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this. Okay. So they seem to be going really on the trippy side of Mark's world. We just saw Ethan Hawke's character. I'm not sure who he's playing. They still don't. I don't think they even said who he's playing out of Mark's Rogues Gallery. But all right. So once again, for all those who are not familiar with this character, it's time to go pew, crash course 101 with you guys. Okay, so they have taken bits and pieces of every aspect of the character. You heard what he said, Steven. So he's using his Steven Grant persona here. And then you heard Mark. And he's like, why do you call me Mark? Okay, so let me explain. Let me give you a big crash course in Moon Knight. All right. So, Moon Knight was created by a writer by the name of Doug March, and he first appeared in a book, Werewolf by Night, which Marvel is doing something with. But he was a former boxing champ, former CIA agent, former mercenary. And when he was a mercenary, he and another mercenary by the name of Raoul Bushman, who become his arch nemesis, they were escorting a professor and his daughter Marlene through different various locations. And unfortunately, Bushman betrayed him, supposedly killed Mark, and left him for dead at an altar, at a altar of the Egyptian god of the moon and vengeance, and named Khonshu. Khonshu brought Mark back to life and gave him, basically, Mark would be his avatar on here, so he would dish out vengeance. Mark donned a white cloak like you see here, but it's a little differently. I'm gonna talk about that too. And he donned it, his first kind of look, it was like a veil to cover his face, and he went after Bushman and saved Marlene and her father. And later on, Mark would come back to the States and continue to do justice. Now, Mark lives in a world of three minds because he has split personality disorder. I think there's another chain for it, but it's in the comics and stories, they play it up as, there's a dominant personality and you have to watch out for that, but from my research, multiple placement mind, you know what I'm trying to say, the disorder is not as much as Hollywood makes it out to be. It's not like that. But in this, he has three personalities. His Mark Spector. Then he has Stephen Grant, who is that persona. He looks through the eyes of how the super rich can basically. Stephen Grant is the rich socialite, and through his eyes, you see the evil that the upper class can dish out. Then he has his cabbie, Jake Lockley. Jake Lockley is his personality that is in the cabbie and on the streets. He's in the streets, catching fares and keeping his eyes and ears on what's going on in the streets. So that's how the personalities work. Now, in the comics, yes, Mark does have powers. It kind of, in the beginning, it worked out. The way it worked out was his powers were sub to the different forms of that the moon would take. If it's a crescent moon, his strength and everything would be at a certain level. If it's a half moon, it's gonna be strong. Full moon, he's at full strength. They have said like his maximum capacity, I believe, was like 900 pounds. He can push that no problem. Is he as strong as someone like Spider-Man? No, he's not. But he is very skilled and very tactical because of all his training and everything that he's gone through. But yeah, he is kind of a broken man at times. And over time, the different various Marvel series that have come out about him, they've really played up that. Now, Khonshu has done a lot to him over the times too. Would look like Khonshu is all for him, and then there's time Khonshu is like, you know what, you're not doing a good job, so I'm gonna take over your body. And yeah, Moon Knight has been a part of the several Avengers teams. He was a part of the West Coast Avengers, and that's when Khonshu took over his body. Then there was, of course, he's been a part of the Secret Avengers that Cap put together with him and Nova and Beast and War Machine, Valkyrie. This was a badass team. That team was badass. And Steve led it. But here, you see, that was throwing me off, but it was great. I like that they used Kid Cudi's Day and Night. I think, yeah, that's, yeah, Day and Night. You know, I like that song too. But it was interesting to see the his suit, like, it was almost looked a little Spawnish. I was like, okay, it was coming on him, like, but it looked like it's all in the mind. And it looked like we saw Khonshu like chasing after him. You saw that person with that crescent sickle. That was Khonshu. But seeing who he was beating up, I swear, if that's Werewolf by Night or the Living Mummy, these are classic characters from Marvel, guys. It's always good to know Marvel. Trust me, if you are a comic aficionado like myself, you just don't stick to the well-known character. You go deep, and that's how I've been. This is 20 plus years of knowledge, and I'm giving to you because I want you guys to understand who this character is. He's a very interesting character, and it was something that threw me off, because didn't throw me off, but I was very shocked that Marvel was going to do a series, because, you know, they were like, oh, well, is he going to be very hardcore? You know, are they going to really go deep in that? I'm sure they can still go deep, but, you know, if you're going to see blood, then maybe not. I mean, well, I wouldn't say that either, because they showed enough blood in Winter Soldier in them, so yeah. Oscar Isaiah, you know, wasn't my choice for Mark. And it's very interesting they have him speaking with a British accent. If I remember correctly, they never really said if Stephen Grant spoke with an accent. But yeah, I understand probably where they want to go with it. But you saw the pyramids, and they were going deep into that. I'm wondering if that girl that called him, that said, "Mark, where have you been?" is that Marlene? Is that Marlene talking to him? And I wonder if we're going to see his boy Frenchie in here. Frenchie is another character that Mark had. Frenchie was the one that would pilot all his aircrafts, his moon-shaped vehicles and stuff like that. Now, the one thing I also want people to get this out of your mind real quick. First things first, Moon Knight is not Batman. They are nothing alike. Stop comparing him to Batman. They are nothing alike. I kid you not. There's so many people that always say Moon Knight and Batman. No, wrong person. You want to see the Batman equivalent of Marvel? There are several characters: Nighthawk, Night Thrasher. Those are your Batman equivalents. Not Moon Knight. Just because he got a cowl and everything like that, no. I'm really interested in seeing how the fights are gonna go and who Ethan Hawke is playing, because I would have thought Ethan Hawke was gonna play like Black Spectre, or I'm surprised they haven't gone with Bushman. I was like, whoa, I'm surprised they're not doing Bushman. Maybe we'll see Bushman, and maybe if it gets another season, but March 30th, it's coming that quick. That's dope, my dudes. My pack, I really enjoyed that trailer. It's throwing me off a little bit, but yeah, you know, all the trippiness, and, you know, you're seeing, you know, him just walk around, and it looked like Ethan Hawke's character is like some kind of like he got worshiped. You saw all these people like worshiping him and at his feet and stuff. So that's going to be really interesting. But yeah, I like what I saw. I did like what I saw. But yeah, you saw Khonshu coming or so. That I'm trying to get a better look. Oh, what? Wait. Yeah, that's Khonshu. That's Khonshu. Yep. I slowed it down a little bit and I can see it. Yeah, that's Khonshu. They even got his scary looking face. I was like, ooh, that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, and what I also like about him in his Moon Knight costume, it's very practical. It's still nice. It's still white, but the eyes glow. I like that. I've always liked that when his eyes glue white or whitish. But yeah, I like what I saw. Like I said, Oscar Isaiah. I hope I'm saying his name right. Wasn't my choice. You know, was expecting someone else, but I had some people say to me, they better get a Jewish actor to play the character, and I'm like, yeah, Mark is Jewish. He is Jewish, and he's originally from Chicago, and he is Jewish, but his faith has never really been played up as much in the later series and things like that. But I'm glad to see Mark. I'm glad to see Moon Knight. I always dug Moon Knight. He's actually one of my favorite Marvel characters. But yeah, it does take place in England, as I'm looking. But I'm gonna dig this. I'm gonna dig this because it looks just very trippy, and it's gonna be playing with your minds. So my pack, what did you guys think of the trailer? I'm sorry I ran off about a mouth, but I gotta educate the non-Moon Knight readers or people who don't read the comic books and only watch the TV series and movies. That's why we are around, people like us, so we can educate just the MCU fans. You got to remember, these characters came from a source material. The source are the comic books. Respect the comic books. You got to respect that. You can't just, I know everything because of the MCU. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm gonna laugh in your face if you say that. If you said to me, I know everything about Spider-Man because I watched him in the MCU, I'm gonna laugh at you. I'm gonna laugh in your face and say, no, you don't. No, you don't. If anybody said that to me, I'll give you a quiz, a pop quiz right now. Let's do it. Just to see how much you knew if you act like that. But outside of that, guys, look, y'all tell me what y'all thought about the trailer. I liked it. I'm ready. I'm looking forward to hearing what you, my pack, has to say. Because your alpha is ready. What say you? Now, don't forget to share and like the video. Please leave your comments. Please. I want to interact with you guys. I love input. That's what I want. Give it to me. And if you have any questions, any other questions about Moon Knight, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm always ready to give you a crash course. I gave you a little now. And don't forget, guys, merch down below. And also, I got the Patreon. If you like, nobody's forcing you, but check out the Patreon. There's some good tiers over there that I'm looking forward to continuing to do. But other than that, guys, this is Mount Vernon Kid. Peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real for Khonshu.